ask me my opinions, I give you my opinions. You guys get upset when I give you my honest opinion and I'm not buying into whatever you guys want.
Okay. No, but your opinions are not opinions only. Your opinions are do this or I will consistently explain to you why your opinion went wrong.
Well, I mean, I don't have to. Like, we don't have to talk at all. Go do it then. Hello, namaste. Zarna Garg here with all 5 Gargs in the house. So excited to have all 5 Gargs in the house to get started on our episode of the Zarna Garg Family Podcast. This is going to be a hot, heated, riveting, but also soft and loving episode. Get ready for it. Or let me introduce my family. Shalab Garg, my husband of 26 years, Wall Street veteran. My daughter Zoya Garg, who's about to graduate college. My son Bridge Garg, who's just finishing up freshman year in college. And my little one Veer Garg, who's in middle school. We're all in the house, and I have 2 kids in various stages of adulthood. My husband and I are navigating a new life with 2 kids out of the house and only 1 kid in the house. And the question is, how do you make your house a home? What is it, wherever you've gone, wherever home you've created, what has helped you make it feel like home? What are the features you look for? What are the things you don't care about? What are the expensive things you agree with? What are the expenses you don't think are worth the money? I can't wait to hear what all my kids have to say, and I have my own opinions, of course, very much. So let's get right into it. What makes a home a home? What do you look for in your homes, in your dorm rooms, in your new young adult lives? And Shalab, in our new life where we have like a room available.
I
An
mean,
extra.
like, I think that the first thing I would say is there should be a lot of plants in every home, like a lot. There should be a plant in every corner. There should be so many plants that it becomes hard to walk from point A to point B. And sometimes, even to close the window, you bang your head into the plants
Wait,
because I think they're very
just to
important.
extend on that thought, it should be so many plants that your own home is giving you allergies, actually.
Yes, I think so.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's true.
Okay, I see where this is going. All right.
I
Okay.
think that for a home, it's important that the people living in it are all comfortable with each other. Because for kids my age, it's some of them just go home and they're scared of their parents, and like they don't, and all the siblings are like getting into fights, arguments constantly. It's like, oh my God, me and my brother are always fighting. Like, I don't want to see him right now. I don't want to go talk to my mom. It's like that, and I think that the room you're living in you should make it as comfortable as you can.
But with plants.
Okay, Shalab.
With plants if you want. Mine,
Sure. So you think it's more about the people?
Can you expand that a little bit more, Veer? That was a pretty interesting way of.
I think that there's two divisions. I think the first division is the people, and the second is the way the space is set up.
So
And
how
I
is
think
your
you- I think
space,
you
your
need both
particular
for a home.
space set up? Tell us about it.
Okay, mine is, I think first was the carpet. Me and mom went like upstate, and we went to this nice place, and they had this super like squishy soft carpet. And I love my fluffy blankets. I love all of that. So I thought the blanket was a good reflection of my personality. I have a candle. I have like room spray from Diptyque. Didi bought me that. I have all my stuff in one shelf. I have all my personal things. I have everything hung up on that wall up there. You can see blankets. My bathroom always smells good. Yeah.
So smell is a big thing.
Yeah.
Smell is a big thing for me too. I have a candle warmer in my dorm room that heats the candle from the top and it emits the scent. And I agree. I think scent makes a home a home. Another feature of a room or home that is important to me is big windows. I love big windows with
You mean roof to floor like we have?
I mean,
Oh.
I obviously don't have that anymore, but I do want that in my future home when I have more money to afford that.
I also think that having a completely blacked out room when you're asleep is important.
Yeah.
I think that because we installed these curtains because of how like light it was, how mid the shades were, and it's life changing. Life
Wait,
changing.
I disagree with that take actually. I like when the sun wakes you up because I like to wake up really early. So I keep my blinds open and I wake up with the sun.
But yeah, I
Okay.
want to hear your take because we know that you aren't the very organized
Bro, what are you
person
talking about? It's not true, bro. I like what is it? What's the question?
The question is, what about a home
Makes it
matters to
comfortable.
you, Bridge?
What about a home matters to me?
What
I
matters
mean,
to
what
you?
is it in your dorm room that you're most excited to have?
I, like a bed. I don't know. What am I supposed to answer? I enjoy it here.
Bridge, why
Here's
are you
my example.
minimizing the question? I think you're
I'm
actually
not
very
minimizing the
particular.
question. I
Even
just
the
think
room
that
that
this
you
is like
had in
a
our
like if you're in college, why do you need an extravagant house or a room or
It's
anything?
not
Why can't you just live?
extravagant.
You
It's
need a
not about the
closet door and a
extravagance.
bed, and that's all you need. If you need more than that, you're
That's such a
living way too
boring way of
comfortably. That's
living.
it.
Like, why? You have nothing to look forward to then. It's just like work, sleep,
Yeah, you know
eat, work,
what you
sleep,
have to do?
eat. It's like,
Yeah, you have look forward to work. You look forward to basketball. But what you don't have to look forward to is just chilling in your room, wasting time, not being productive, scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram. Yeah, that's irrelevant.
This is actually a really intelligent point because a lot of people in the early 20s range, because okay, for context, I am signing my first lease, everybody. I'm signing a 1-year lease in San Francisco. I am working full time with Zarna. However, I will be, my base will be in San Francisco. And one consideration that a lot of the boys that are graduating with me always say is I don't want a nice place because I want to be encouraged to leave all the time, which is how Bridge seems to see things. So that's a real thing. For me, I have a lot of peace of mind knowing that all my stuff is in a safe, clean, and secure location. And then the most important thing for me regarding housing is my location. Like I need to be where I can walk around and be in places in 5 minutes.
You know,
but
I called you out for this like maybe 300 million times, and I'm gonna continue to do it. But every time you make a take about anything, it is literally just what mom says in your own voice. I could swear every single sentence. You just said, I have peace in mind knowing that everything is where it is in my home. I can't believe how many times mom has said that in her life. It's like, bro, come up with your own ideas. Yes, raise your hand.
Or maybe it's one good idea that everybody has. Like, I don't know why you always attack her. Maybe she has a good idea to get stuff done. I mean, the girl just pulled off one of the biggest upsets in the history of all upsets.
She
Maybe
did,
have
and that
okay,
was incredibly
yeah.
incredible.
Can I
True.
speak?
Congrats on the New York Times bestseller, by the
yes,
way.
congratulations, well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
yes.
We're going to do a whole episode about New York Times bestseller. However, I
Oh
would like
yeah.
to speak really quickly. So, mom and I really disagreed on one point. She wanted me to live in a full service apartment building, essentially with a doorman, the way that you would in New York City. However, in San Francisco, that is not the norm. The norm for people my age is to live in like a small apartment in like a 6-8 bedroom apartment situation with a code, and it's safe and it's totally
But
normal.
so they doesn't have a doorman? Who takes your mail?
The mail comes in like all the mailing in San Francisco, they all have universal codes to get into the buildings, and they just get in and they leave the packages in the lobby and they come out. It's like a full service.
What about against crime? What is the safety against crime?
It's left inside the building.
No. If there's like a random homeless person or someone who is about to commit
They
a crime,
can't enter the building because there's gates and locks and stuff. That's how
I
it
see.
works. And so this is very traditional. So actually, Bridge, me and mom got into a huge argument recently because we disagreed on this point of housing. Because I want to live in one of these smaller apartments versus what mom wanted me to live in like a big, large building.
Wait,
Um,
Baya, I'm
Originally.
I'm pushing back on your point you made earlier about
yes.
how only having this closet and a door and a bed is important, because when you were here, like on that very bed right there, on those two king size mattresses laying on top of each other, you laid for 6 hours working on your CS class. I don't want to hear anything, because it's crazy, because when you come here, like you just I don't like I kept my room clean and you sat at this desk, you were working, you were doing everything. How are you going to work if you're throwing your clothes, leaving crumbs everywhere? And how are you going to work in an environment like that? Because even if I just want to read for school, if I want to do my computer anything on my computer for Google Classroom, I cannot work like that. I have to clean my room first. And I know for a fact when you come here, you work better.
All right.
Bridge, he's got you.
Bro,
True.
you guys are like freaking out. First of all, who said anything about leaving crumbs anywhere? I don't leave crumbs anywhere.
Okay, why are we lying? Why are we lying? You're
Bro,
just
what are you
blatantly lying on the
talking about?
podcast now.
I am not blatantly lying. These are all completely made up things that he added into that story.
I have photos of it all, just so you guys know.
This is not sanctioned. Like, he's completely making stuff up.
You
Now,
have to show us the photos.
No,
Show us.
Bridge, hold on. In your dorm room, do you spend any time organizing your space or no?
I do my laundry. I make
How
my
often do you
bed
do your laundry?
once a week.
Once a week? That's it?
How often do you wash your bed?
That's it. I wash my bed maybe maybe once every 2 weeks.
That's good.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Very good.
Yeah, exactly. Because you guys dramatize everything, so it has to
Okay,
be
how often do you leave
like, in
clothes all over
older
the
things.
floor? How often do you like leave
I don't
water
leave
all over the
clothes.
bathroom? How
Bro,
often is like,
Bro, I don't ever do that. All of these things never happen.
gosh, just lying on the podcast, but
Simple as
it's
that.
okay.
It just doesn't happen.
Okay, but what?
So
Fine.
I have a I
Yeah.
have a tiny apartment downtown that I use for
Yeah.
work, which
Yeah.
is not the place where I live, but it's a place I
Yeah.
used to work. In the last couple of years, I've used it consistently, morning to day, Monday to Friday, and I find the most comfortable thing there is a very high quality Wi-Fi. I could not live without because my work is technology based, and it sounds like a very easy, simple thing to have, but whether it's here or downtown, I think what I really, really value is very, very high quality, like industrial size Wi-Fi.
I mean, that we have in our house too, because we have like this podcast cannot be recorded without all of that. We do so much work online that's like a minimum requirement at this point. And also, whether you have an office or not, we're all always working. Like, it's not like you shut off your laptop in college and go to your room and not work. The work kind of follows you wherever you go, so you have to have Wi-Fi everywhere.
Didi,
Yeah.
now that you're living in San Fran, do you miss like everything being within 5 to 10 minutes of your house? Does that make your house feel less of a home?
You guys don't understand that New York is not the only city where everything is accessible. Like in the heart of San Francisco, I have 5-minute walk to my yoga studio, 5-minute walk to the farmer's market, 10-minute walk to the Whole Foods.
So do you miss the public transport? And now that you have to like,
What is this?
You can't drive. That's
That-
the issue. You have no driving
She has
skills.
a driver's license.
She
She has no skills.
No,
They
no,
didn't
no.
revoke the license.
The
That's
point
the
is
issue.
not. The point is
What
not
is
whether
she
she
gonna
can.
do?
There's no way you're comparing walkability in San Francisco to New York. Please,
Okay,
no.
you know what? Okay, let's actually get into this. The walks in San Francisco, gorgeous. Flowers.
Yes, fine.
fresh
You
air.
can smell your
Birds
flowers.
chirping.
Yes,
Birds
birds are
chirping.
chirping because nobody
No,
wants to live there.
The birds that are chirping in New York are pigeons that have literally no will to live. No will to live, these pigeons. I have no interest in those pigeons.
Are you seriously gonna make this a New York versus California episode? Are you seriously gonna do that?
San Francisco.
The next
is-
time she cannot find an eyebrow lady, like remind me to
Wait,
play
I
this
will be
episode.
honest. Okay, the eyebrow. Okay, the beauty services in New York City significantly better. Significantly, I only get my eyebrows done in New York City. I would never get them done in the Bay Area. So you're right. However, San Francisco is the greatest city in the world. It
okay,
is-
like this is just,
it
we've
is-
lost you, Didi. We've lost you.
Whoa.
How can you identify as a
What
Garg while
happened?
saying San Fran is greater than New York? That's just ridiculous.
beautiful.
I mean, we just refuse to have this conversation, Zoya. So let's talk about the original topic,
No,
which is the
no,
house.
no.
Okay.
It's
No, I want to
okay.
hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear.
I just think the thing that San Francisco does better than New York is, and the reason why it creates such a beautiful
The
home
crime?
ambiance is
You
it's
can't
like,
live?
it's the nature times the city life. Like when you're walking and you're seeing all these flowers bloom, but also you're able to be in a city where there's so many different kinds of people. It's like it's just so magical. Like watching and seeing the ocean every day and the bay, and it's I can't explain it. But
Oh, and I'm guessing that those flowers don't give you allergies like my plants at home do.
I think this is more of a reflection of your personality.
what?
I feel like I wouldn't be. I was so lonely when I was there. Like I felt like there was nothing going on.
You
Oh,
have
but that's because you're not growing up there.
Ew.
You don't have friends.
Did anyone else not just understand what he just said to Didi? Am I the only
No,
one? who
no,
got
that's
that?
not what I meant. I'm saying
Look,
you're more.
It's a
You're more.
reflection on her personality, and I was hella lonely when I was there.
I'm
That's
saying
what
you're.
you-
She's more okay with being alone. Like you're more independent. Like what do you want me to?
Vias, what is up with you? Today, first
I
Baya,
didn't-
then Didi. He's
Okay,
like,
Baya's not. Baya's not getting off safe with that because he always leaves my room dirty. And then like when I when the clothes magically go into the laundry and the clothes when all the sink is magically dry, he's just like, oh, I wonder who did that.
Yeah, you want to
It
know
was
something
me.
else? You know something else? When Didi or mom has to get their hair like blown out or whatever, do you know what happens? The entire house is not movable in. The entire house is as loud as it's ever been. There's 16 different people walking in and out of the apartment. I'm not allowed to go into the living room.
okay,
because I'm
Bridge, that's
disrupting
your
the
mother's
process.
work.
Like, yeah, you know
We
what
all
else?
benefit
So
from
every-
it.
Yeah, everyone has their
Yeah.
things that they do that annoys other people. So
Okay.
why is it
Except
that
for
only
me.
I?
What do I do that's annoying to
Oh
anyone?
my god.
You're always asleep.
Oh my god, you leave the peanut shells on the table. That bothers me to no end. Why can't you just put the peanut shell when you open your peanuts? Why can't you just put the peanut shells in another bowl and then discard of the peanut shells? Like that's one.
But that's how I do it. How else would I do it?
Oh my
No,
Throw them
god.
you
He
out.
has
leave
no
the
idea what he
shells
does.
scattered on the thing, and you wait for somebody else to clean it. And it's so that's the thing about a home is in order to maintain a great home, when you make a mess, you need to clean up after that mess immediately. Otherwise, the mess will accumulate.
Yeah.
And if you were someone who's an extreme stickler over your own room and your house, and every time someone misplaces
Oh
a glass,
wow. I
or
wonder who
misplaces
he's
a
talking
paper,
about. I
and
wonder.
Oh.
somehow that becomes like World War III, yeah, that also is an
Okay,
issue.
but
It
it's
goes
different
both
when it's a one-time thing versus it's reoccurring, and I completely, I
ways.
make,
No.
I make it clear how uncomfortable I am with it, and you continue.
Oh
You are
my
the evil.
God, you're dragging it. You're dragging it.
You're evil. Wait, okay. Now, you know what else? As somebody who is a woman, I've been in kitchens trying to learn how to cook, right? And
What
trying
the
to
hell
learn
does that mean?
I just
What the hell did you mean by that?
whatever. Like for the women in the world who like are cooking, one thing that men don't understand is some of these appliance related kitchen issues don't exist in most homes. You need to have a garbage disposal. You need to have a sink. That sink. What is that thing, Mom? What is the thing called?
The
The grinder in the
incinerator.
sink.
Yeah, you need that. You need that. You need an in-unit washer dryer. Oh my god. In-unit washer dryer is such a blessing. You guys don't even understand.
Listen, you don't have to explain to me. You guys for years made fun of me when I was like, there's a washer, because I was responsible for everybody's clean clothes. And it made me really happy, and you guys used to laugh at me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
To
now,
laugh at you for what?
yes, when I would go to, we used to travel and be in a hotel and be like, is there a washer dryer or not? Is there a washer dryer or not? And you would be like, oh my God, why does it matter? Of course, it doesn't matter to you guys because you don't have to clean the clothes.
I think that was more dad.
Well, probably it was more dad. But I think, look, the bottom line is that the home becomes a home when the people in it like each other, are comfortable around each other, as I've said. And um, I think all this other stuff can be negotiated. The things that can't be negotiated is the safety. I think for us, like Shalab and I, wherever we always rented, we tried to stretch
Locations, yeah.
ourselves to rent in the safest locations we could because that was just a stress. We were not willing to. We would pass up on humongous apartments in B locations to take a very tiny space in an A location just because we didn't want to deal with the stress of the safety issues. And that is something you guys now will decide for yourselves when you make your own decisions. Um, I would say safety, I would say infrastructure, like basic infrastructure, like air, heat, you know, those
Yeah.
are things too.
And in city of New York, that's very hard to get. All of my kids have appreciated as they've grown up. Central air conditioning is not the easiest thing to have, but when you have it, it's valuable as really valuable.
One thing that I know that Mom is so invested in and has always been invested in is the couch setup in the living room.
Yeah.
Constantly rearranging it too.
Yeah, I just feel like a great couch can make or break the entire experience because okay, Bridge, why are you
Why,
acting like
Bridge? Why are you reacting to
Bro,
that?
I actually can't is no one else gonna like call her out on this? Is it happening to me every time? I don't get it. Every time she says anything, it is literally a reflection of what mom says. Like, why am I the only one who ever says anything about this? She literally even quoted her and then took exactly what she quoted from her and tried to pass it up on her own. Like, I don't understand this. Could someone else say it next time?
What are you talking
What are you saying? I don't
I
understand,
don't even
Bridge. Can you be
understand.
more specific? What are you saying? That
Specifically,
she's copying her mother?
Mom says and does things, and then Didi will say and do the exact same things, and then act like she did it, or came up with it. Yes, she is
Oh.
incredibly brilliant and is extremely intelligent, more intelligent than most other people, 99.99% of people in this world. And she is capable of doing incredible things, and she already has done incredible things. But on this podcast, she literally copies everything Mom says and does, and it is insane.
No, that's not true. That's not true. There are a lot of things we agree on, Bridge, but there are things you and I agree
No,
on.
see, the issue is, Mom, you're saying that because you are so happy about it. You you love
I'm not.
hearing these
No,
things because you're like, oh my god, she's
I'm
listening
not
to me.
saying that. I'm saying
Happy
I'm actually pointing it out because just yesterday we were yelling at each other at midnight about like you cannot live in a building without a doorman, which
But
you
Bridge,
are not privy to.
what is so wrong with it anyway? Even if that
Yeah,
was partially true.
It's just insane glazing. It's just like
No,
I
but
can't.
kids get inspired by
It's
their
so
parents
bizarre.
all the time. I'm sure there
No,
are parts of
I know. No,
you
it is.
that are
It is.
identical to your parents
No,
as
you know
well.
what,
But I
Like
Bridge?
feel like you're trying
your
to
good
depart
looks
from
are
this family.
100% from me.
No, okay.
is it
That's
possible that
what?
you just want to
The
be a
good looks.
contrarian even though you don't need it
Yes,
nor want to
that's what
be?
I was gonna say, Mom. I was just gonna say that.
Oh my god! It's someone else, please. Like I actually can't do this.
Okay, but I
Bro,
think the issue is that there's a white girl. Like that's the issue, Mom. Am I right?
bro, what the
What?
hell? Do you see what he's doing? Like,
What
bro,
are you?
I actually can't take this. You guys
Where
are
did that
sick.
come from?
It's an agenda, and it's
We're
the
just,
fact that.
he's getting adjusted by this girl, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
we see what's going on. You're trying to leave the Garg name in the dust.
Oh,
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
We
God.
all see what's happening here,
Veer
but
said it has to be true. If Veer
That
said it, he's
just
a
made me
gospel
so sad. Bridge, is that gonna happen?
What? Can
Okay,
we go back to the topic?
okay. Anyway,
Okay,
anyways.
anyways, I want to ask Veer a question, and then I want Mom to answer the question after.
Okay.
Veer and Mom, do not make a reaction or say anything during this.
Okay,
Question. I
okay.
already know your answer. Okay, Veer, if me and you were to go on like a vacation or have fun or do whatever, or me, Veer, with Didi, I know Didi's answer, so I didn't include her, but so I'll just say me and Veer.
You
Veer,
don't
me
know
and you.
his answer. I'm
Yes,
not.
I do, because your answer is Mom's answer. It's gonna be the exact same one. Yes, it is you. Yes,
Okay,
it
let him
is.
ask his question. Let him ask his question. Let him ask.
Okay, so Veer, if me and you were to go on vacation, let's say me and you wanted to go to Miami for like a weekend, and it'd be really fun, and we can stay in an incredible house with a private pool, private hot tub, kitchen, food, everything. We can make it all ourselves. We have our own fridge and everything, and we have to pay a very much cheaper price than paying for any hotel. But it was an Airbnb. Would you want to do that? It was a beautiful house and everything, totally good. Everything's already there.
What's the downside here? I don't understand. What's like
Exactly. Great question. I don't think there
Oh.
is.
Is it because it's an Airbnb?
Yeah.
Is that their argument?
That's
No,
the
I would
issue.
go. I would go
Yeah,
without
okay.
thinking
I
about it.
love that answer. Now, why don't Mom, do you want to take off now?
I
Do you
would
hear that?
go like
Fine.
after I made you sign a contract saying that you won't like completely kill the house in the first day.
Okay, well, that's a separate issue. But Mom,
But that's the
you
point. You
see,
don't have help to clean it, right? In a hotel, you do.
how dirty is it gonna get? And also, oh,
I mean, Bridge,
why
it can
do
get really
Indian
dirty.
aunties hate Airbnbs? That's my question.
I'll tell you. I can answer that. Zoya, you want to answer that first?
Oh,
How can she answer it? Are
No,
you
she.
kidding me?
You asked
She's
her
not
what
an
she
Indian
wants.
auntie.
No, no, that's not what I meant. You asked the
I
question to
like
Zoya and Veer,
Airbnb.
right? I said,
Yeah.
so I'm
I
waiting
like
for Zoya to
Airbnb.
speak. Huh?
I like Airbnb.
She used to
I
fight for Airbnbs. She wants to do Airbnbs.
I
I'm
stayed
against it.
in 2 Airbnbs last summer, so I can give my perspective on this after Mom explains what
Yeah.
her perspective is.
I'm completely against Airbnbs. I don't like them.
wait.
I'm the one usually responsible for everybody's safety and everybody's cleanliness and everything. I don't want, but to me, an Airbnb is even worse than staying home. I would rather not leave home then. I do not want to be cleaning other people's homes. I do not want to be cleaning other people's kitchens, other people's bed linens. I do not want to be figuring out how their air. There is a standard universal operating procedure that exists in hotels worldwide. And we're not talking about the Four Seasons. You can take any Marriott, any Hilton. You walk in, there's some things that are in place. There's usually a check-in counter, which means there's another human being in the facility in case there's an emergency. There are minimum standards that are measured by the regulators who regulate these spaces. Airbnbs have no regulations. I live in terror that there are hidden cameras in all these Airbnbs that are
That's
gonna
not true. That's not true that Airbnbs have no regulation. There's like a very, very standard procedure.
But there's definitely not going to be a human being checking you in. That's not going to happen.
No, that's true. That's true.
I
And
mean,
you
listen,
have-
I told you, Zoya, what I told you last year. I'm telling you, Bridge, as you get older and you choose to make your decisions, I try my best to stay out of it. You ask me my opinions, I give you my opinions. You guys get upset when I give you my honest opinion and I'm not buying into whatever you guys want.
Okay. No, but your opinions are not opinions only. Your opinions are do this or I will consistently explain to you why your opinion was wrong.
Well, I mean, I don't have to. We don't have to talk at all. Go do it then. Go do it.
We don't have to talk at all, so it's either we get on your opinion or we
Yes.
don't.
Yes, exactly. And if
You
something
can
happens,
you
then you
can
are on
cut
your
that
own.
leverage off by not, by having your own life. You
Yeah.
don't have to give your mother that leverage.
Wait, Didi. So yes or no? Would you go on the trip?
Yes, I would. But okay, here's my thing. My thing is specifically on the Airbnb versus hotel issue. So Airbnb,
Have you ever stayed at Airbnb, by the way? Any of you?
The whole of
all
last
of my
summer, Zoya was
Oh.
doing it.
I stayed in 2 Airbnbs last summer. So Airbnb is a lot more work than a hotel, just inarguably, right? Actually finding a good Airbnb, making sure it's safe. Oftentimes the photos don't align with the actual listing itself, and Airbnbs can be more expensive than a hotel room. The reason why people like the Airbnb experience, though, is it's a lot more private. It's a lot more, it feels like you have your own space, which I can understand why people like that. So those are my takeaways.
I don't understand that. What are you doing that needs so much privacy? I'm totally fine with one tiny room.
I mean, you
Yeah,
just
Didi.
literally killed you just literally killed the conversation, Zarna, by saying that.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. What are they all doing that needs so much privacy? That you need
Just
your
like
own
it.
pool. Like what? Why can't you be in a pool with 10 other people?
If
Why
I
would you
was
wanna
on a
be-
vacation, I would want to be in a hotel. To be honest, that's just my preference. And if I was doing a short-term rental, which I did over the summer for 3 months, I was very happily in an Airbnb. Yes, it was a lot of work. It was very expensive, and honestly, you have to pay the premium for the super host and the person with lots of reviews because you don't know what you're gonna get. She is right that there's no. It's like you have to be really safe. So I don't know.
Wait, so Bio, would it be cheaper or more expensive than the?
Depends on the type of stay, where you're staying.
Yeah,
There's
it
a lot of
depends on the
factors that go
location.
into
If
it.
it's a major city,
But
I would
I
imagine.
found that it's generally cheaper. But yeah, sure.
Okay.
When did you stay at Airbnb?
Yeah,
Rich?
I was like, I didn't want to ask
I
that. But
didn't.
like,
I'm not
when
allowed
did you
to.
found that? You
But I
should.
did a lot of research into it because
Exactly.
I wanted to.
It
and
all
you know what
looks
happens?
good
Mom
on the
kiboshed
internet.
it.
You can't, the internet research means nothing. It all looks good on the internet. The photos look spectacular. The rules make sense. Do you know the nightmare that ensues if you don't follow their rule? They don't give you your deposit back. They make you clean their shit. How does it, anyway, whatever.
Well,
Listen,
some hosts have cleaning services, so.
yeah, so
But
now
yeah,
you're on a hunt for that host.
okay, listen. We're getting away from the point. Why don't we all go around and say the number one most important thing in a home? Not just the people or something, like one specific feature that you can't live without. And then second, the most overrated thing.
Okay.
All
I
right.
bet.
Everybody go.
Oh, what? Okay, this is hard.
What?
Mine is I have mine.
Yeah.
For me, great natural light is a non-negotiable for me. I need great natural light in my room. I need a window of some kind. Then the most overrated feature is oh wait, no, can I change mine actually?
No, you're not allowed to.
Yeah,
It's not
change
weird.
it. Fine.
Okay, wait. Hardwood floors is the most important thing actually. Like just great hardwood floors. Like a lot of places have carpeted floors and I love
Bio, will you ever just let her get a point off without laughing?
I
didn't
know,
say
he's
anything.
just in a
Bro,
mood.
who has ever in their life said hardwood floors? Like, are you kidding me?
I can actually understand that, Bridge. I can understand it.
Yes,
High
you
quality
can
floors.
understand it because you live with mom. And
Yeah,
no one
but
else,
you like everybody
this is
lives
just
with
really
mom.
unreasonable.
Like,
What
I
the-
mean,
like-
just
I'm sorry,
attack
I'm sorry,
everything,
I'm sorry,
mom. Then
I'm sorry,
what?
I'm taking it back. I take
Live
it
in
back.
an
I rescind it.
apartment with 50-year-old
I take it
carpet, and
back.
you'll see
I
how you
take it
feel.
back. I take it back. I take it back. I take it
Okay, and then the most underrated thing in my opinion.
You mean overrated, right?
Or,
Overrated.
yeah, the most overrated thing is I think a lot of people are obsessed with having a lot of bathrooms in their place. I think one bathroom is fine.
For me, I think the most
Get
important
out.
thing is location, so that when I get out, I can just see a lot of life around and
Yes.
get into a coffee and get into whatever else I may want. And the most overrated thing, I think, is the view. I don't care about the view.
That's a good one, Dad. A lot of people pay so much for views. Is that true for you too, Mom?
Oh, I definitely would not pay for a. I want light. I don't need the view. I would like to see sky. I mean, in New York, that's a premium to be able to see the sky and just get natural
See,
light.
like, the professional winds. Oh my God. See
Yeah,
the sky.
sky.
Bars
Yeah,
actually-
so you're not looking at a brick wall. but I don't care about like overlooking Central Park or something. I would rather live close to Central Park so I can get out and walk to it than be in a high rise far away and looking at it from a distance.
Right.
So in that way, your dad and I are aligned. But I would say that now, with two of you gone from the house and having a little bit of space, I would say I would like my own room eventually. My
Hmm.
own room and bathroom.
Oh, without dad?
Yeah.
What
No,
is
that's
wrong
a,
with you? You want
there's
to move
nothing
out?
wrong. No, in the apartment. What are you talking about?
I
I
think
think
she
it's
means
great.
that there are 3 rooms and she would like to have one
Yeah,
room of.
because he
Oh, yeah.
likes to sleep early and get up early. I like to work late and get up late. Like we have our own way. For 20 years, we had to make it work because every inch of the house was taken over. But finally, we have a space where I can, like, how Veer says the blackout blinds. Like you can't have blackout blinds if you're sleeping next to somebody who's up at 5 o'clock
I would
every
switch
day.
rooms with you if you wanted to.
You would switch with me?
Yeah.
You mean you would share with your dad?
Yeah, and you could take my room if
Done.
you came
Done.
down to it.
Done. Shut up. Are
If
you?
you
Are
actually
you?
needed it for your, if you like said that it's something that you actually want, I would do it.
No, I would
Oh
like
my god, bro.
what?
Aw.
He's
We're
such a
what?
sweet
Bridge.
boy. This boy is so
He's
sweet, Veer.
so sweet. Bridge. Honestly,
Bridge.
you're just laughing because
What
you
is there to
wouldn't-
laugh about on
didn't
this?
say anything. I didn't say anything.
He's
You're
just being a
literally-
hater.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
literally the sweetest thing he could have said.
No, I know.
What teenage boy wants to give up his room?
I know. What teenage boy wants to do that? Wait, hold on. Can we just bring it back to the fact that I literally offered my room in the exact same sentence and phrase 4 years ago?
Yes, you did. You did. Bridge, you did 4 years ago. You told me, Mom,
it's
take
okay,
the
it's
room.
okay. No. Because
No, but you did. It's true. But
Listen.
also because it is true that in the end, when we are all together, me and the 3 kids always end up sleeping in one room anyway.
Yeah.
That is a fact. That we use the other rooms as basically closet and bathroom space, and then we all end up sleeping in one room anyway. But so I guess the bottom line is what makes the home is the people in the home.
Wait, we didn't finish. We didn't finish.
Oh yeah, okay, Veer, go.
Okay, my number one, most important is just the air. Like and that counts as the cooling, the heating, and the scent.
The
Okay.
scent. Wow. Okay. You want to smell nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want it to smell nice everywhere in the house.
Okay.
And no, don't disregard the cooling and the heating is super important too.
That's a good answer.
Okay.
During the nighttime, freezing.
By the
cold
way,
room.
you have me to thank you for that because
Yes.
I always placed a lot of importance
Yes.
on
But
this.
Veer, do you ever get bothered by the smell of Indian cooking? Because Indian cooking is intense.
No, but my friends actually do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
They
What
came over
friends?
before and said it smelled weird
Oh.
when we were making puri or whatever. It's not.
They're just
I'm not
used
friends.
to it. They're just not used
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
And then what is overrated, Veer? What is something you don't care about?
Overrated. I think. I don't know. Like, because I can't really think of anything. I guess. So much space is overrated. I feel like I don't need as much space.
Okay. That's good. Bridge, since you had so many opinions on other
Yeah,
people's options,
totally
let's hear
get
yours.
into it.
I have no opinions. Everyone's opinion is valid. I think the most important thing for me in my room, or just having a room, is a desk. I need a desk to work on, to do all my stuff on. To lay
You sound like a caveman. Like these are like
What are you talking about?
you sound like
You're
you're
in a
still
desk?
living in a
What is everyone
cave.
recording their stuff on right now? Is anyone not on a desk right now? Yeah. all right.
Okay, but is that the most like extravagant?
Honestly,
Alright.
Bridge, I
Alright.
am on a desk.
What the hell? Why'd you say it like? All right, yeah. All right, yeah. In on that. All right.
Like Bridge is reflecting this really like I don't care about anything.
Yeah,
I'm like such a
exactly.
simplistic person.
like a hella,
I
like,
could live without
nonchalant,
food. I could live without religion. I could live without anyone and anything. I could live
Yeah.
like literally like in one little t-shirt and a shorts.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys ever
Whereas
heard
he's
of-
about to take a private taxi tomorrow to come home.
I don't
That
want
he
to.
didn't want to. He didn't
I
want
said
to.
100 times I don't want
Yes,
to.
yes, I
Okay,
made
okay,
him.
We've been
okay,
doing this
Yes.
for
alright,
literally
fine.
years. I've been begging her not to let me do this.
Yes, he does not want to. I'm absolutely forbidding him
We should
from.
talk about that from
No, we're not going to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. You're going to come home the way I've set it up because you're
My
not
chauffeur is
driving
back in
back
the
by
city.
yourself. Okay, what's overrated, Bridge? Everything's overrated.
Everything's over. Yeah.
Everything's overrated. I think and I've been saying this for a while. I think candles are so overrated. Candles
Oh,
basically
no,
add
get out, bro,
nothing to
get
a
out.
house. They
Get
don't
out.
do
Yeah,
anything.
guys,
They're a waste
candles
of
are considered carcinogenic. You know that. There are doctors who
they're
say,
bad for you. They're like
yeah,
medically
that
actually bad for
that
you.
scent is actually like has some correlation with. I mean, everything has correlation with cancer, but people do talk about that scent a lot. And there's something to it. I mean, I personally do also like candles, but I know what Bridge is saying.
I think human behavior allows us to really, really always make and choose things that help us cope. Whenever we feel like we didn't do enough that one day, we want to look to something that makes us give an excuse and like different things. And I just associate candles with that feeling so much more than anything else in my life. And I think
You don't
that's
just
why.
like having a room that smells good?
No, it just feels like such a, feels like such a luxury. And I don't like luxuries in the first place. And I don't like the I guess I am simplistic in that way. I do really believe that a lot of what people put in their homes is just like for show and not necessarily for themselves. And I think that's one of the things.
candles feel like a celebration of life. And because I'm so Indian and I celebrate Diwali every day,
Bro,
What?
you do not sell.
What?
We need to stop this. Be
You
like-
sound like a
every
yogi.
time I light a candle, I'm celebrating Diwali. So I'm really Indian, basically.
Okay. Shalab, do
Well-
you have underrated, overrated?
I did already. Location
Yeah.
and view.
Okay, so we all did
Also,
it.
are you guys familiar
Do
with?
what you thought was good?
Who? Me?
What was your most important thing?
I think location. I'm with
She
your
said
dad.
she said the view was the overrated one.
Safety
Yeah,
is
but-
number one. I
Safety,
like to
yeah.
be in spaces where I have to worry the least. Nothing is 100%, but like I will pay the most I can to be in a safe environment. I kind of need that for my sanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to bring up something called middle child syndrome, and like
Okay,
How-
okay,
what?
all right, Bridge. Stop with your middle life syndrome.
What?
Middle.
What is?
see, so
Why
I
are you
can't bring up.
bringing it up?
Anyone else can bring up the points, but I can't.
No,
bring
This is the
but-
third
okay.
time you're bringing it up.
because
No.
no one acknowledges it. No one
What
acknowledges
is it?
It's
What is
Explain
it
it.
about middle child syndrome that's affecting you?
Great question. So, I think that
And explain what middle child syndrome is.
Okay, middle child syndrome is the idea that the middle child got the least amount of attention growing up, so they've become the most independent. And as you can tell with most of my takes, especially on this podcast, they're always the most independent takes. Whereas often, Didi's takes will not be that, or Veer's takes will not be that, because I grew up in a way and where it was me, myself, and
I don't know if I agree with that. I think
I had
these
to
takes are
make
very
it-
I think
independent too.
Veer might be a little bit more independent than you, Bridge. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest.
Bro,
Nah, she's right. She's right about that.
This is actually like getting ridiculous.
No, I actually do agree with her though.
All right. So maybe I'm wrong. Well,
No,
what
I
will say,
think-
though,
I
is
think
that
Bridge
when I
often-
grew up from 6th grade to 8th, 9th grade, I had literally nobody I didn't depend on anybody from my entire middle school experience. I didn't depend on anybody. I managed when I came home what I did every single day. And Veer is definitely more independent of what he does with his life. But I didn't have somebody looking. I obviously had people looking over me, but I didn't have like people coming home to check out on me every single second. I didn't have people like texting me, "What are you doing? What is this? What is that?"
I think
I
you're
didn't
the
have
most
that my entire middle
emotionally.
school
You're the
experience.
most emotionally independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we lost him to other people.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. What is wrong with
That's why we
What
lost
is
him.
wrong with
That's
you?
what happened. I had to go back to work, and this is the price we paid for it.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
what
so
happened.
does that mean that you haven't lost me yet? So can I get lost?
Oh my
or no?
God, Zoya. Oh my
You
God.
still haven't
Okay.
even made it on the. You haven't made it past the waiting list.
Oh my
Wait,
God,
I
guys.
thought that I secured my spot after I got bestseller or what?
Okay,
Yeah,
no, that helped
IP.
you, but it didn't secure it. Guys, this has been our episode on what makes a home, and kind of veered into all these other unexpected territories. And I hope that you guys enjoyed everything, because all these unexpected conversations fell out that I wasn't really prepared for, but was interesting to hear. And as we end every episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, where each Garg assigns another Garg with an A grade, so too we will end this episode with good grades with Garg. This A grade goes to a Garg who delivers the winning moment in the podcast, an enlightening moment, an entertaining moment, a humorous moment, or just plain a moment that sticks out in your mind. So who wants to go first in
I
good
wanna go
grades with
first.
Gargs? Okay,
I want to go
ahead.
first. So I don't actually have an A grade today, but I do have like an F grade, like a completely like a 0 in my class, failing, terrible, like
It better not be
literally
me, bro. This is
all
crazy.
time this might be the worst performance I've ever seen in my whole class, and it's by far. and I'm sure you guys know why. He leaves clothes all over my room. He doesn't wash his spit after he spits in the sink.
my
That's the
God.
worst of it. My room, my bathroom's always wet. It's so exhausting to deal with. And he doesn't apologize for it ever. Never takes accountability for his actions.
They're all lies right now. This doesn't exist. It's as simple as that.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right. Got it. The first F grade of the season has arrived.
Ever.
Who wants to go next?
I will go next. I'll give my A grade to Veer for just that F grade that he just gave.
Scathing review. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'm gonna give my
Zoe?
A grade to Dad. I thought the plant joke in the beginning was very funny.
Oh, okay, plant joke.
It was not a
Great.
joke.
A bridge?
I'll give my A grade to Dad because I thought I think the air conditioning point is a very strong point, and he did push for that. And he loves central air conditioning, and I think I like central air conditioning.
Yeah, he always talks about it. True.
And the Wi-Fi too was smart.
Oh, okay. All right. So the Wi-Fi and the plant, and like the Wi-Fi and the air conditioning get known, but my plant that is actively helping people live and breathe freely, that has no
Really?
mention. You will appreciate the
Zarna,
freaking.
if in 2,400 square feet, 100 square feet are taken up by plants, that's a lot of expensive square feet that are being taken up by plants.
Square feet.
Okay.
Square feet.
All right, square feet. I will give my A grade to Veer because Veer came in. He came in with a strong point of view that I wasn't expecting, and the idea that he's like, "Mom, you can have my room if you want it. I'll switch with you." Even though I have been blessed because my other son Bridge also made me that offer a few years ago, the fact that Veer, who is extremely persnickety, who's extremely picky
What
about
is
his
it?
space,
Oh.
persnickety, look it up on ChatGPT later. But it's like when Bridge said it, I could see it because Bridge is low maintenance in that way. But Veer, you are a little more high maintenance, and for you to say it, I thought it was a big deal, and I really appreciate it, and I thank you so much for it. And my dream, as I said, is to have my own room in the house so that your dad and I can meet in the living room in the middle if and when we want, and otherwise we can have our own get up early, go to sleep late, throw your clothes around, whatever else happens. And this is, by the way, a growing trend. I mean, you guys don't have to be so alarmed. There are a lot of married people today who have separate rooms in their own homes because they don't want to fight anymore about how they live. But this has been our episode on what makes a home, what makes an apartment a home. We can't wait to hear what you think. We please like, share, and subscribe our episodes so that we can share it and get other people's opinions. Ask your friends what makes their home home. And until we can see you next time, we're so excited to say bye to everybody. Say bye.
Bye.